Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. معكم Salah Saadi. And today we're going to talk about from the migration to Abyssinia until the migration to Medina. Alright, let's start off with this. Here we go, chapter 3. During this period, the following important events took place in 1. Abu Talib, the paternal uncle of the Prophet, died in the 10th year of the Prophet's mission. During his life, he was a strong defender of his nephew. The Messenger of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Quraysh, could not do any harm to the Prophet so long as Abu Talib was still alive, out of respect to him. But when Abu Talib died, the Quraysh were able to increase their persecution of the Prophet. Hence, his death was a source of deep grief for the Prophet. The Prophet was keen that Abu Talib should speak the words of Islam on his deathbed, but Abu Talib refused, fearing that it would be a cause of his people speaking ill of him. Number 2.
What did you get from number 1? You're just gonna read?
Yes.
You're supposed to explain to us, what did you have? What did you understand? What is the benefit from the chapter?
So basically, the Prophet, he was a strong defender of his nephew, and he felt that Quraysh could not do any harm to him as long as Abu Talib was still alive and present. And
do you have anything else, Jamil?
Yeah.
I just have Abu Talib died, and he was the one that defended the Prophet.
What about you, Usama?
Basically the same thing.
Okay. Hussein?
One sec. It doesn't have to do with that topic. Well, it kind of does. And I just wrote down that he died after 10 years of the Prophet's mission.
I had the same thing to say. I said that the Prophet was a very good defender of his nephew.
Okay, next. Take your notes.
Khadija died in the same year. She had eased the worries of the Prophet and the grief he felt at the persecution of Quraysh. When she died, he grieved deeply for her. The year in which his uncle Abu Talib and his wife Khadija died is known as the year of grief. So here it's saying that Khadija died the same year as the Prophet, and the grief that he felt was at the persecution of Quraysh. When she died, he grieved deeply for her. So the year him and his wife Khadija died is known as the year of grief.
Do you have anything, Jamil?
Khadija died, and it was the year of grief when they both died the same year.
Sam?
Yeah, Khadija died at the same time as his uncle.
The same? Okay.
Alright, number 3.
Okay, after number 3, you're gonna give me a brief about the 3 chapters, you know? There you go.
When the persecution of Quraysh intensified following the death of his uncle and his wife, the Prophet went to Ta'if, hoping that the tribe of Thaqif would listen to him and support him. But they rejected him in an unpleasant manner and incited their sons to throw stones at him until blood flowed from his feet. Then he sought refuge in one of the gardens of Ta'if and offered the following humble application to Allah. O Allah, to you do I complain of my weakness, little resource and lowliness before men. O most merciful of those who show mercy, you are the Lord of the weak, and you are my Lord. To whom will you leave me? To a far-off stranger who will mistreat me, or to an enemy to whom you have granted power over me? If you are not angry with me, I care not, but your favor is better for me. I seek refuge in the light of your countenance, by which the darkness is illumined, and the things of this world and the next are set aright, lest your anger descend upon me, or your wrath light upon me. It is you whom we beseech until you are well pleased. There is no power, no strength except in you.
Okay, Hussein.
I got that the Prophet went to Ta'if to seek help from him, and instead he got rejected in a mean way and got stoned, like threw rocks at him and chased away, and that's all I got.
Okay, what about you?
I got the when I had the same thing, and then also when he was stoned, he sought refuge in a garden.
Okay. Next.
Number 4. The Prophet came back from Ta'if without Thaqif responding to his call. Apart from, is it Adas? The slave of Utbah and Shayba, the sons of Rabi'a. He was a Christian slave whose masters told him to offer a bunch of grapes to the messenger. When he was in the garden, because they saw that he was exhausted after Thaqif attacked him, when Adas offered the grapes to the messenger, he took them and started eating them, saying, Bismillah. This attracted the attention of Adas because he had never seen anyone saying anything like this. After they spoke for a while, Adas became a Muslim.
Okay.
I had that the slave, after the Prophet ate the grape, the slave converted to Islam.
Do you have anything else, Osama?
I said he saw the messengers exhausted, so he brought him food. He was intrigued, and he became a Muslim after a small chat.
Small chat. Okay. Osam.
I have basically the same thing, except that I put once the slave gave him the grapes, he said Bismillah, and so that really made him wonder, and so they talked, and then after that he converted to Islam.
Okay.
Same thing with him.
Okay. Over here. You know, sometimes you're gonna do something very, very, very small as Bismillah. It's nothing, you know. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give you help about something small, you know. When Nabi Sallam, when he said Bismillah, Adas came to him and he noticed that, oh, this guy is different with another people. What about you, man? And the Prophet Muhammad Sallam started to talk about his Islam to Adas, and then he gonna convert it. You're gonna show the people just the small things. Maybe they're gonna convert with you. Here you go.
Number 5. The miracle of Isra and Miraj, the night journey and ascent into heaven, took place. There was some difference of opinion among the scholars as to when it occurred, but it is certain that it happened before the Hijrah. In the 10th year of the Prophet's mission or later, the correct view, the view of the majority of scholars, is that it happened in one night. When the Prophet was awake and it happened to him in body and soul, he was taken by night from Al-Masjid Al-Haram in Mecca to Al-Masjid Al-Aqsa in Jerusalem. Then he was taken up into the highest heavens and came back to his house in Mecca on the same night. He told Quraysh about the miracle, but they mocked him and made fun of him. Abu Bakr and those who had strong faith believed him.
How many paragraphs you said you read right now?
That's 5.
Okay. Could you give me a brief about the 5 paragraphs he said?
I can give you about the first 4 because I did not understand the last one.
Okay.
The first one was when the Prophet's uncle died, and he was the one that defended the Prophet. The second one is when Khadijah died in the same year, and it became known as the year of grief. Third one, the Prophet went to a tribe for support, but was turned down and stoned, and then he went and griefed God. And then the fourth one, a slave offered grapes to the Prophet. After saying Bismillah over and over, as he was eating it, the slave became a Muslim.
Sure. There you go.
Alright, number 6. On that night, the prayer was made obligatory. 5 prayers each day for every adult, sane Muslim. So basically on that night, that's where it became mandatory that the 5 prayers of each day are mandatory for a Muslim. Right. Number 7. Whilst the Prophet was passing among the tribes on the occasion of Hajj, as was his custom every year, to call them to Islam and to give up idol worship, he was at Al-Aqaba, where the Jamarat are stoned, where he met a group of Al-Aws and Khazraj, tribes from Medina. He called them to Islam and they became Muslims. There were 7 of them who returned to Medina and told their people about their meeting with the Prophet and their and their conversion to Islam.
Okay. Could you explain to us, Ya Jamil, what he said about?
I got that he went to the tribes and they converted to Islam.
Oh, tribe, and they converted all of them?
The 2 tribes that he named.
What did you say, man?
I was talking about how the Prophet, he passed among the tribes on the occasion of Hajj that he does every year. And to call them to Islam and to help them and to persuade them to give up the worship of the idols. That's where he was at Al-Aqaba, where the Jamarat are stoned.
This is Al-Aqaba.
Al-Aqab?
Al-Aqaba, place.
Oh, Al-Aqaba.
Here you go.
And that's where the Jamarat are stoned. And that's where he met the group from Al-Aus and Al-Khazraj. And he called them to Islam and they were persuaded enough to become Muslims.
Okay. Could you give me a brief from number 1 to number 7 right now?
Number 7.
So from number 1, I got that while they're trying to persuade other people to become Muslim, him and the Prophet and his Ammo, and after he died, he got discouraged, I guess. And the same year his uncle died, Khadija died. That year was known as the grief year. And after that, the Prophet went to Ta'if, and he seeking help. Instead, he got stoned, and they refused to talk to him. And he ran away to this garden, and people that saw him, he was tired, so they gave him grapes, and every time he ate a grape, he said Bismillah. And after they heard him saying that, they looked into Islam and converted. And then after that, I didn't get much after that.
Okay, thank you for that. That's awesome. Alhamdulillah. Okay.
Number 8. The following year, in the 12th year of his mission, 12 men of the Ansar came during the Hajj season and met with the Prophet and swore allegiance to him. When they went back, the Prophet sent Mus'ab ibn Umair with them to Medina to teach the Muslims the Quran and Islam, after which Islam spread as far and wide in Medina.
Okay. What did you get, Jamil?
The people that he met with swore alliance to the Prophet, and they went and practiced Islam.
Could you say it again? Could you say it again?
Yes. During the 12th year of his mission, the men from the Ansar came during the Hajj season, and they met the Prophet, and they swore allegiance to him. The Prophet went back to Medina to teach the Muslims the Quran and Islam, and then that's when Islam spread as far and wide as Medina.
Could you tell me what happened, Usama? What he said right now.
12 men swore allegiance to the Prophet, and then he sent someone named Mus'ab to Medina, and he helped teach about Quran and Islam.
Okay.
Basically.
Salah.
Number 9. In the following year, a group of Ansar came to Hajj and met with the Prophet in secret. There were 70 men and 2 women. They swore their allegiance to him and promised to support him and to protect him as they protected their own wives and children. Then they went back to Medina after he chose from among them 12 men to be the leaders of their people.
They did that with the Prophet Muhammad. Do we supposed to do that the same thing with the Islam right now to defend him about everything we have?
Yes.
Okay.